Today we're keeping it real as we explore the world of sea serpents. Hey everyone, Jeff here. Yes, it is time once again for the show you know and love. It's GIJoe Real American Hero, people. Hey, I know, it's great. This is a long-running reaction series to the show. Today we are going to be looking at Season 1, Episode 34, Bazooka Saw a Sea Serpent. And I couldn't be happier. Why? Because I think that means that we're going to be getting into a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of strange cryptozoology, as it were, and you know, bazooka. So that's always fun. If you would like to jump right ahead to the reaction, feel free. You can just look down below. There are always chapter times in my videos, so go right ahead. I'm sure you'll be able to figure out what's going on. I just like to yap a little bit, and I'll thank you for sticking with me during that, if you can. If you do want to watch these episodes, just FYI, without me talking, the entire Sunbow Real American Hero series is up currently on the Hasbro official YouTube channel. So feel free to surf on over there if you want to watch these in advance, maybe, or you want to watch along with me. Get ready for next week's episode. It's going to be a fun one too, I'm sure. But that's great. It's you know, it's very cool that that Hasbro has those up there right now. But like, this show is pretty accessible. I think it's over on Tubi right now still. It's, you know, it's around. Go find it on DVD somewhere. That's how I have it. No, I'm watching rips off the internet personally, currently right now. Listen. Maybe you want to listen to the entire reaction here, because on YouTube we do a cut down. Over on the Patreon, we have the full extended uncut version of my thoughts and analysis as I react to every single episode of GIJoe A Real American Hero. If you want to join, it's great. It's good times. Thank you, of course, to the patrons who are currently supporting this reaction series here. That's Marissa, that's Alec and Callum, Kanan, Corey, Nedjej, and Tag Pro. Thank you so much. You guys are the real American heroes. Or, you know, I don't know where you're from. Maybe you're the real Canadian heroes. Just the heroes. We'll just call you all just flat out heroes. Thank you. Okay, let's talk. Two things I wanted to talk about. Well, three things I wanted to talk about. One, character. Let's talk Bazooka. What a guy. You know, they've classically paired him with Alpine, but there have been a few whenever he's with Alpine, that's a great dynamic. Back and forth. I don't know what this episode's going to be. Is it going to be an Alpine episode, or is it going to be a Bazooka on his own episode? Because there have been actually a few Bazooka on his own episodes, and I don't think that those episodes have worked as well, because I don't think that they really understand how to deal with his character. I think that on like the file card, he's written one way, and in practice, they decided to make him the comic relief. And in his version of comic relief is like a bumbling fool. And I think that even though he's only, you know, he's had in terms of like number of appearances, like he's up there, but he's already sort of starting to get that Flanderization, you know, where they're leaning into that one quality that they've assigned him, which is like, you know, kind of a bumbling fool. But the reality is that no one, absolutely no one on GIJoe should be a bumbling fool. I don't care if like we need some comic relief or not, but like that doesn't make any sense. Like, and also he's the flippin' hero. So let's make sure that all of our Joes are competent at their jobs at the very least. If you want to give me character drama that's, like he's a problematic guy, or some sort of a thing that like is character driven that messes up the story or messes up the success of the Joe mission, make it like he's a hothead and he can't control his temper, or he's I don't know, scared of the dark, or like he's always nervous on the second Sunday of the month, whatever. His leg hurts when it rains, like give me something other than he's an idiot. That I don't appreciate. So I do believe, like, I just want to make it very clear that they have made some actual missteps with Bazooka. Certainly in the last episode that he was heavily featured in, the I don't know what it was called, Cobra Quake, the ones with the Joes in Japan. I wasn't happy with that. I am hopeful that they will rectify that, though, in this episode. Also, like, he needs some redemption. Also, and I think that we're hopefully looking at something that will be done better. That last episode with Bazooka was written by a writer who, like, just to be frank, has had a pretty spotty track record. This week's episode, Bazooka Saw a Sea Serpent, was written by, what's the author's name? Sorry, let me just check here again. I had it up. It's written by Mary Screens, and she also wrote Red Rocket's Glare, which I thought was great. Great character piece in terms of that's the earlier one. Remember where Rakondo and Roadblock go on vacation together, just a boys' vacation together. She put them in Hawaiian shirts, like, come on. And then they go visit Roblox's like auntie and uncle down in, I don't know, Florida or something. And there's all the restaurant chain, the Red Rockets restaurant chain and then Cobra's replacing the rockets with real rockets. It was a whole thing. It was a pretty good episode. Like very early on, good episode. So hopefully the care with which she treated Roadblock and Rakondo will be applied today to Bazooka. What the only worry I have is that, by the nature of what this story is being set up as, Bazooka saw a sea serpent, is he going to see something and then no one's going to believe him, right? Like, that's maybe possibly what's going to happen. Or people, I don't know. I guess it could be like people underestimate him. Is that going to be the message we're going to get here? I don't know. What I hope is that it's not just Bazooka saw something, he thought it was a sea serpent, and then it turns out to be like a Cobra submarine. I don't want that. I want like a real live cryptid to show up in this show. Because every time that GIJoe takes that extra swing and adds in like, I don't need like a full-on kaiju, but they go that extra like fantasy level. I think it, generally speaking, pays off. Generally speaking, I do believe that having a sea serpent is totally reasonable. I think it's completely within the realm of reason for a GIJoe episode. And speaking of which, let's talk about the other cryptids that should be included in GIJoe. I have no idea why we have not yet had a Bigfoot episode. We absolutely need a Bigfoot episode. Do they, I guess we did have a, like, not like Neolithic Man episode. Remember with Satellite Down? Not a great episode, but an interesting premise. And there's these like apes, like they're like great apes that are like, I don't know, like nearing sort of Stone Age level of humanity, of culture, right? That was interesting. And you just play it seriously, play it for the science of it, I don't need like Bigfoot is an interdimensional, yada yada. I don't need any of the like more fringe sort of conspiracy elements of it. But like, it's not unreasonable, in my opinion, to suggest that like somewhere out there in the great big ocean, there could be a megalodon or some kind of, giant snake-like monster some sort of a thing that could be confused with a sea serpent, the kraken of some kind. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we're going to see a real life sea serpent along with Bazooka. I'm inclined to believe him no matter what others say. I think it's time. Let's dive into Bazooka saw a sea serpent. Hang tight. Okay, my friends, let's rock and roll. This is GIJoe Season 1, Episode 34, Bazooka Saw a Sea Serpent. Let's check it out.
Yo, Joe!
Indeed, Flint. Indeed. Yo, Joe it is. Did you guys see that thumbnail for this episode? Crimson Twins water skiing? Whatever. Also, Bazooka's going to be the main character of this episode. I'd like to see potentially him get a love interest, because I really thought that in the Joe's in Japan episode that Taiko was going to be like set up as a love interest for him for the episode, and I kind of am annoyed that they didn't do it. And I don't know, something about it, like just not quite there. Anyway, look at this beautiful sunset over a tropical island. These guys.
That's Pine Tree Cove up ahead. We'll put in there until I fix the engine.
Got something big.
Yeah, on what end of the line, Pinhead?
Oh, honest. Help me.
Okay, so we're getting an Alpine and Bazooka episode together.
Line
That's
broke.
Your line probably wore out while you were struggling with these.
Okay, cut the small talk and prepare to make camp. Bazooka, old chum, that
Guys.
really hit the spot.
Thanks, Cutter.
I don't trust fish. Too many bones.
Yeah, it's obvious you didn't like them.
These guys just living it up on like a camping
Alpine.
trip.
Fireflies.
Oh no. Oh wait, is it actually Firefly? The irony.
Hey, Alpine, look it.
What is it, man?
There.
Okay. Okay. Let's assess. So we are gonna get a Cobra vehicle is a sea serpent. Okay. Well, we've got Alpine and Bazooka and Cutter. Why not? I do actually like this as a trio. I hope we keep it with kind of just them, at least for a little while, so we can kind of like just like let it soak in, you know. Them out in the wherever they are out in the ocean. Okay. Why is Cobra building their ships to look like sea serpents, though? That's the question. That's the $1 million question, right? And if they better believe him, because I'm gonna be pretty pissed if especially Alpine, his best buddy, doesn't believe him. Okay, let's keep it going.
A Cobra trouble bubble. Eaten by a sea serpent.
Eaten by a sea serpent? Give me a break, bubblegum brain.
It's okay, Bazooka. You're tired. Your imagination ran away with you.
I saw it. Really?
Little did they know they happened to stumble upon an island with a Cobra base.
Professor Braxton was foolish to try to escape. You will see.
Well, that was a
Braxton
weird
was a mere
voice.
appetizer for the monster I'm about to unleash upon the world.
Sorry, devour, on or off? Okay.
Bet it was a sea serpent broke my line.
Throw the fishtail, will you?
There's something out there.
Hang on, Mom. They see us.
Dang. Did they just stumble upon these people?
You'll be okay. We've got a doctor aboard the Flag.
You and your folks had some experience last night, Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us everything you remember?
Well, We were all asleep in our bunks when my dog Bucky started barking.
Huh. I'm gonna guess that he saw the sea serpent.
Then this huge, long shadow passed under the boat. And then it bit us. It ate the engine and the generator. And we didn't even see what it was. I guess it got Bucky, too.
Oh, tough.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy. Lady Jaye, you and Quick Kick grab a Sky Striker. See if you can spot the attacker from the air.
Right, Duke.
So you've got like a legit, real, like, you know, concerning problem out here in the, I assume they're still in the, more or less the open ocean, right? But near enough to shore. Near enough to shore. There's islands and stuff, right? I wonder what it's going to take, though. Because obviously we know obviously that sea serpent wasn't a real sea serpent, that it was like a Cobra thing. But why would Cobra be just out there destroying ships? You know what I mean? Doesn't totally track. I guess we just don't know what their motivation is at this point. All right, let's keep it going. We're at the yacht club now. All the fancy pants are here.
They can't be serious. Holding the sea lanes for ransom, then meeting us out here in the open.
These water skiers, they are most unusual, no?
Oh, it's the Crimson Twins. Okay. So now we're gonna get the. Whoa! Look at this. These guys are so active. We're gonna get the Cobra motivations here. Okay.
All of you lost ships in the night.
If you don't want to lose the rest of your ships,
You will pay
every month.
into these numbered Swiss bank accounts.
Remember, pay promptly the first of every month.
Hey, how much? What do you? Wait, what? Wow, they're so theatrical. Okay, so you've got like shipping magnates or whatever that they're blackmailing.
You ought to be approaching Mondo Pango about now.
It's just out the window, practically waving to
Beautiful
us.
Mondo
Stumbled
Pango.
onto something. He's on the
Is that a real place?
Can you land there?
The question is, could we resist?
I should have known you two would show up at nap time. Have a cold one.
Gone native shipwreck?
Witch doctor's orders, resting and relaxation. A few hours ago, a fisherman got the wit scared out of him. Saw something on the other side of the island.
I gotta say, I like the Joes in like the tropics. I kind of wish that we could take a little bit more time and we could just be like Joe's on vacation. They're in these like amazing places and they're just like, you know, they're almost having fun. It's almost what I want. I just want the Joes just like hanging out. That's mostly what I really want out of this show. But still, I'm definitely enjoying it, and I'm intrigued as to, you know, when they're gonna figure things out.
There.
Oh, sorry, it's a pirate vessel? Come on. They're flying the Jolly Roger.
The major shipping companies have
Agreed to your demands.
It's working. I was certain it would.
We remain skeptical.
Sorry, Cobra Commander. GIJoe are actively on your ship.
He's in complete control.
Put on bum.
You fools! What have you done?
Oh no. Is the sea serpent called the Devourer? Maybe?
Stop! Stop! I command you!
Do you have a feeling like? Do you ever feel like watching GIJoe like? Oh, maybe this doesn't really make any sense. That's kind of how I feel right now. Like it's fairly entertaining. That's a great looking monster. I mean, come on, it is. But What are we doing? What is this? Sorry, are we setting ourselves up for a Jonah and the Whale scenario? I'm a little confused.
Quick kick, get out here!
Jump now! Jump for your life!
Who's that guy?
Hello, I'm Professor Braxton.
Lady Jaye.
Delighted! Please hurry, we haven't much time.
Was this the guy who designed it?
You have been identified as human. Will you work?
I got a choice.
Negative.
Guess I'll work.
Will you work?
Say no. I want to see what happens.
No!
Oh no!
Will you
That was
work?
fairly ominous.
Will you work?
Work? You bet your life, doll.
We're
Not the time for jokes, quick kick.
We're safe. I've made this room immune to rejection by her biomechanical system.
Okay. So everyone and everything who have been swallowed. I like this as a scenario. Now we're in the world of like what happens inside the monster. Okay. This guy. So now our goal is going to be to like sabotage the monster from it within, and this doctor and Lady Jaye are gonna have to team up to make it happen, I guess. While everyone else who has been captured has to like, whatever, work in the salt mines or whatever. Interesting. And so like tyrannical AI, is that what we're up against here? It's fascinating, whatever it is. And are we going to cut back to the outside world to see them sort of like launching their side of an assault on this, sea serpent? It's an interesting predicament we're in, but what a weird place for us to get to. Like our heroes are trapped inside a sea serpent, and that's like their world now.
Bucky, I presume. Jimmy will be glad to know you're okay.
Yeah, don't kill the dog.
The day he forced me to turn my engineering masterpiece into a nightmare monster.
What's that?
Right.
Uh-oh, an enforcer element. They're getting to be everywhere. The sorting room. Those are sailors from the ships she's devoured.
You are not on coffee break. Work, work, work.
You're not on a coffee break. Work, people. Work.
You must never be stopping the work. Only during
Coffee break.
Your foul greed has enslaved you at last.
Cobra Commander working? Oh, that is an amusing thought. What is it?
She's locked onto another target. She's totally out of control.
We're moving in now for a closer look at... It's eyeing us hungrily, Howard. This could be my last live report. Wait! GIJoe has arrived on the scene!
Here come the
It
Joes.
looks like we owe gung-ho Wild Bill and Airborne our lives!
The reporter, how come the reporter knows their names? I thought that was like,
Showdown, you
I don't know, it's very odd. Are they famous or are they not famous, Alright, Wild Bill.
Deep 6 to USS Flag. I'm going after the Serpent.
Back to you, Howard!
Thank you, Mike.
This is like, it looks like a robot. Even though it acts like a real animal, obviously.
Cobra Commander has been
Swallowed by his own stupidity.
So, what are we to do about it?
Nothing. Let the Joes
Just
wear
kick back and have
themselves
some
out.
fresh fruit.
our sentiments precisely. Let the Joes suffer the loss in
Equipment, men, and money.
and when they stop the Serpent,
We move in.
agreed.
Agreed. I find it so funny when there's like odd bits of little business, like, hey, someone had to decide, like, you know what would be really appropriate in this scene? Destro should be slowly peeling a banana. All right, okay. Meanwhile, the slaves are preparing to revolt.
A professor has spoken to me through this. He says, be cool.
Quick kick.
Lady Jaye?
Professor Braxton is trying to sabotage the hunger drive mechanism so the serpent will stop eating.
Get to the point already. The more she eats, the more she'll grow.
Deep 6 to USS Flag. Something's
She'll actually
happening
grow?
inside the serpent.
It got bigger, Duke. Hit me hard.
Huh.
No, it's gone.
If the thing's growing, it's gotta have food. I think I know where it's going.
Biomechanical.
New York
What a weird
Harbor. We're
idea.
gonna get there first.
Checkpoint bridge, report.
Smooth as glass on
You know
your
what?
side,
I don't think
dude.
it's like, I don't want to like overcomplicate it. Like, I don't think it's that clever. Like, I keep trying to think through like the logic of this sea serpent thing, and like it's biomechanical and it's growing and adapting and it's running itself with AI. I don't think so. I mean, like, I think that is what's happening, but like, I don't think that necessarily the writers thought about any of that. It is exactly what it needs to be for the plot at a given moment. But see, if we've got a kaiju on hand, like, let's have it do some destruction. So
The whale's moving into place. Emergency.
where are we here? What harbor are we at?
Troops in place on the pier, Duke.
Did they say what?
Where's the Mauler, Thunder? Oh, I'm stuck in traffic.
For some reason, think that it's coming into the city.
Moving like lightning.
Oh, it is. Oh, that ferry boat's done for. There's so many people on it. Oh, it's New York. Okay. Yes, yes. Oh man, it's alright. I love that shot. I love that shot.
Hot down your throat.
Duke. Nice, there we go. It's so huge, though. Like,
That missile didn't even crack a
yeah, exactly. A couple of shots from Sky Striker. Oh yeah, now that's a lot of tanks. That's a lot of tanks. I would think that would make a difference, but I don't know.
Where the blazes is that blasted Mauler?
I mean, you had a bunch of other tanks. Look at it, firing laser eyes, destroying the city. Oh,
Professor, you must do something.
how many millions of
are in
dollars is that
jeopardy.
tank?
I'm going to create an energy bleed. There will be a terrible internal disruption.
Hang on to your dog tags, Bucky.
He's got a real dog, so he's got real dog tags. Yeah, I mean, what did you expect was going to happen? They just had a tank firing at it. You think that a bazooka is going to make all the difference?
Hey, dum-dum! Beans for brains! Where are you?
Oh, now there's a hero for you.
Yo, Serpent.
Indomitable spirit. That was like legit smart. Oh man, its eyes blew out.
No.
And now Cobra swoops in. Now that it's like sinking.
Have you been, Turkey?
Fishing.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Wow.
Can you walk, Professor?
I don't think so. My leg. Oh!
No problem. The passage looks clear. How do we get to the Red Room?
Just keep walking.
We are doomed, and these fools sleep.
This is insane!
Coffee break. Coffee break.
Wow. Look at all that gold. Like that's another thing that like they never explain. Like where did all this treasure come from? You know?
What's in there, Professor?
The ejection chamber. It's the only way out.
Come in, Professor.
Dang.
Show me the way out. Will you work? Will you work? Will you work? Will you work?
No! You reptilian twit!
Oh no. The tentacles are coming. Again, this is the case of like no explanation, you know. It's just a bunch of weird robot tentacles.
I'm the barber of Seville.
I mean, I'm sure you are, buddy. Why do you have those giant shears with you? Okay. And the eels can all just go. Yeah, oh, he's out. Let's go. That's gonna have to be a pretty massive crane to lift something that big. Like, that is humongous.
Somebody's in there, alive.
It's Bucky!
It's Bucky!
Lady Jaye, quick kick! Oh, are we glad you're safe? Who's your friend?
The Serpent's inventor, I'm afraid. And you're the brave fellow who destroyed her. Thank you, young man.
Was nothing, sir.
Let me get a shot of the prize catch. Said cheese, dip.
Photo freeze frame.
GIJoe will return after these
Oh,
messages.
so now that's the end of the episode. Ah, come on. What are you guys doing here? Alright, well, we'll talk about it in a minute, I guess. But, well. Okay, so Bazooka did, in fact, see a sea serpent. That is a thing that happened in that episode. It started out being like, I thought it was going to be one thing, and then it went like left turn, right turn, like it sort of it just kept doing things. I kind of like, I really appreciate that it wanted to get to a place, like clearly it wanted to tell the story of like, what's this world like, life like living inside the sea serpent, you know? But in spite of the show, like ignoring logic multiple times in ways that like I find frustrating, but I appreciate, you know, this is a kid's show. They only have so much time. And then the reality is that they didn't have enough time in this episode, right? There was so much context that you needed to build to get us into this spot where we were like in a world where, you know, there's slaves trapped working for a tyrannical computer, I guess, inside of a sea serpent, and a resistance growing, and like there's a lot of great story potential in that world. It'd be a really good like a young reader book, you know what I mean? Like, let's get a book for middle schoolers. I'm talking like, you know, like along the lines of like the City of Ember kind of a storyline, right? You've got a very weird and sort of complex situation that our characters are in, and then the story is about them having to like find their way out of there. They just didn't have time to establish that. Like the computer was like, you know, who was running the sea serpent was so logical in some ways. But we never established like, why was it collecting things and sorting things? Why was there all that gold and cash money down there? Why did it need slaves if it has like, you know, the ability to create, you know, robot tentacles anywhere on the ship? And the reality is that like, for the most part, none of that stuff mattered. What mattered was like, let's continue with like snappy adventure beats. That is the approach of people who are used to telling sort of snappy, you know, exciting, progressive stories for kids, because they understand that their core audience of kids probably aren't sitting around asking the kind of questions that I'm asking. But this is my reaction, so I'm gonna treat it however I want. And sometimes, just sometimes, you might have noticed that I like to do a little bit of overanalysis. I would say that look. I appreciate what you're doing from a storytelling perspective, but I would say that the strongest writing doesn't need to do that. Like, can do both the snappy entertainment, progressively move along, telling the story, and still also make sense. Like, generally speaking, makes sense. And if it doesn't, then you've overcomplicated it. I did think that this was a pretty good episode, despite any of those like sort of, I'm not trying to like nitpick, despite the sort of like the fast and loose nature of the story structure. I kind of wanted more. And that's what I was sort of getting at when I was talking about the sort of the YA analogy. Like, if this was a YA story, like a modern YA story, obviously, you would, you would spend, 2/3 of the book on the mechanics of like what their life is like inside as the heroes slowly unpiece like how they can escape from, the life inside the sea serpent. It was a really cool idea, like a good potential for like some cool drama. And it unfortunately didn't quite realize it because there was just not enough space in the episode. Didn't feel like a regular GIJoe episode though. It really felt odd. Like, I don't understand what Cobra was doing, really. I mean, I guess I understand that they were trying to like blackmail the shipping people, but I don't there was just not quite enough explanation on anything for it to totally make sense. But still, it was, relatively entertaining. And I think they, even though he was like not really necessary, like he was sort of nominally the central character of the episode, Bazooka, they didn't spend a ton of time with him, but I do think that they gave him a little bit of redemption here. Like, him getting the sea serpent to destroy itself was at the very least incredibly brave. As we look into the trivia, tropes, and takeaways, I will be back with that very soon. Stand by. Hey everyone, I am back, and I have just a small amount of trivia for you today. It's not actually too much. So why don't we start with our locations, just to confirm basically everything is made up. The first place noted is Pine Tree Cove. Cutter and Alpine and Bazooka spend the night there. And there is, I'm sure there are lots of places called Pine Tree Cove. It looked like an island. The most famous Pine Tree Cove I could find was somewhere off the coast of Greece. I don't think they're off the coast of Greece anywhere. I think they are in the Caribbean somewhere is actually where they are. You look at this Palm Tree Island. I don't think there's going to be any pine trees there, but who knows? Pine trees can be all over the place. The next place they mentioned is Mondo Pango. And Mondo Pango, while it sounds like a Polynesian South Pacific island, they can't be in the South Pacific because that doesn't make sense. It is not a real island so far as I could tell. I couldn't find, you never know. There's like 150 islands as part of Fiji, for example, something like that. But I don't think Mondo Pango is a real island. Also, it sounds Mondo Pango sounds more like Tongan maybe or something, you know? Anyway, regardless, it's not real. Mondo Bongo, that's a song by Joe Strummer. But no. Not a real place so far as I could tell. I did notice this sign, the Bar, Harbor, and Yacht Club Restaurant. So is that a J in front of the bar? Like a J bar? For Joe Bar, maybe? I don't know. There's no like, this is not a real place. So far as I could tell. Although there are yacht clubs all over the place. Presumably, this yacht club may be in New York. Because obviously, the only real place that we are sure that they go to in this story is New York City. Of course, as I mentioned during the reaction, there's that amazing sort of shot in the fight sequence between the Sea Serpent and the Joes, both the Sky Striker, Duke and the Sky Striker, and then that armor column in Manhattan. Like I said, the sort of the jumping around of locations goes right along with the sort of like, let's not worry about the logic of the plot because we just want to make sure that the plot is entertaining, which is something that I feel like generally speaking they achieved. And I do think it's interesting to mention, again, I just want to sort of highlight that this technology, regardless of whether the AI controlling the Sea Serpent had gone crazy or not, it was a biomechanical machine, meaning that it was part biological and part mechanical. None of that was ever explained. It just looked like a giant robot, but they made a point of mentioning that it was eating and growing, which is fascinating. And like a weird plot point to put in that has really zero relevance on like anything. I mean, I guess maybe they wanted it to be growing, but there wasn't enough time devoted to like showing it changing in size, if that's what you were going for. All of the nitpicks that I have around like the logic of the plot, like you could find a way to sort of backflip your way through like explaining them I think probably, right? That's why I kept saying like, oh, if this was a YA novel, that's what it feels like to me. If this was a YA novel, you would definitely have all the time you need to develop and explain the reasons and the whys and the wheres. But I think, before when I was talking about this episode, I think I might have been, focusing too heavily on this really interesting idea of like, what's life like living inside a sea serpent? Because maybe part of the point was not just like the journey to get there, but like also that they really wanted to do this whole, like that whole third act, while we were really cross-cutting between the interior of the Sea Serpent with this like giant kaiju attack on New York City, which all again, no explanation. Like if the AI in the robot is controlling the robot, right, or has gone mad or whatever, like why are you destroying New York with your laser eyes? Why do you have laser eyes? Like I love laser eyes, don't get me wrong. But what the hell is happening in this episode? And then the one other thing I wanted to mention about just sort of on the character front while I'm here is that I think that they're writing even the relationship between Alpine and Bazooka, they're writing it a little too harsh. Maybe I'm being oversensitive because I want to see Bazooka represented. Like, look, I'm not even like a massive Bazooka fan, but he was done kind of dirty. And the more I watch, the more I think about it. And the more I'm like, why are they what is this like constant negging on Bazooka that, his best friend Alpine, and I know obviously Alpine truly cares about Bazooka. You could see it in this episode when he thought the Bazooka was like, where'd you go, buddy? You dum-dum, where are you? But like real friends shouldn't talk to their friends like that. Is there any other trivia that we need to mention here? What did I write down? Anything? Yes, Professor Braxton kind of is reminiscent of Steven Spielberg. Yes, the ending is a little reminiscent of The Abyss. The tentacles, yes, they are a little reminiscent of Transformers the movie with Unicron's defenses, yeah? Why didn't they evacuate New York Harbor? Like everyone was still out on their ferries and things like that. Yes, that was pretty weird. All of it was just, it's just one of those things. Okay, I'm done with my trivia. Let's move on to the tropes. Okay, so for the tropes, we actually don't have too many today. I think obviously the biggest one is the kaiju. And yeah, we call mechanical beasts like this. If you would call Mechagodzilla a kaiju, we are definitely calling this sea serpent a kaiju, especially because it's rampaging on its own and it like literally attacks a city. Also, to that end, like this is what I want out of my kaiju attacks. I want them attacking the city. That was pretty exciting. To that end, associated with the kaiju, we also had captured. We had all of our, we had our Joes and our Cobras captured, which I think is always the better way to go when you're talking about a capture. People are captured in every episode, pretty much, it seems like. But I appreciated that it was Cobra Commander here. Dr. Braxton did some pretty intense hacking in his efforts to get them out of the giant sea serpent. He was certainly indignant about how Cobra was using his creation. How do you think? I mean, it's a giant sea serpent. What do you think is going to happen with it, man? He didn't seem like such a good guy. I think like when you get down to it, he was an engineer or a scientist working probably for Cobra from the start. So just because he turned after Cobra misused his creation, I don't think that's necessarily an excuse. Someone was injured. Of course, that was Dr. Braxton. Had to be fireman carried by Lady Jaye out of that kaiju. He did a good job there. Thankfully, they had man's best friend along with them. That's Bucky. Good job, Buck. You're there when it counts. And that's what matters. I would have liked it if we had gotten a little bit more with the other sort of the sailors who were down there with Quick Kick and Cobra Commander. Just, just to develop that storyline a little bit more. And just two more quick ones. One, of course, we're going to call Let's Eat because I do not want to minimize in the slightest Destro doing his slow banana peel. Finally, the world landmarks. As I said, none of the places were real except for New York City at the end. And I gotta say, I love that shot of the kaiju with the sea serpent with the Sky Striker and the Statue of Liberty. That's just good stuff. Maybe I'll make that the thumbnail. Anyway, that was what I took from it in terms of the tropes we saw. And there's probably some additional tropes around this sort of trapped in a world you don't understand. And, you have to sort of uncover the puzzle before you break your way out, like in classic sort of young adult novel fashion. Despite all of my sort of misgivings and my sort of qualifications around this does go a step too far in terms of not explaining itself, I find that irksome. I cannot at all say that I didn't really enjoy most of this episode. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining me here today. Okay, I'll talk to you all next time. Have a good one. Yo, Joe.